Well, I think they're positioned really in a good spot. I think you think back where they started, they lost the first game. Dak
Mhm.
gets hurt. He's going to be out. For Cooper Rush and any backup to come in and to play that well and to get those wins. Now Dak's back. I think it gave a lot of those supporting cast some confidence.
You have partnered with USAA to do something very special for the Army-Navy game. Could you talk about how you're presenting a vehicle to a Navy veteran?
Yeah, I'm really excited and honored to partner with USAA and
Yeah.
Brian Dawkins. USAA celebrating their 100th year. And with that, they've agreed to give away 100 vehicles through their Recycled Rides program to veterans in our country that have injured themselves in war. And so we're going to go up there on Friday and we're going to honor them. And so I'm excited. I'm representing the Navy side to be able to give this vehicle away to a veteran who was a Purple Heart, and this retro outfitted vehicle that's going to be custom for them and the challenge that present themselves. So really special to be a part of this game, but more importantly to partner with USAA and honoring our veterans. I'm excited about.
Absolutely. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. And, as I mentioned, this is part to celebrate the Army-Navy game, which is happening on Saturday, going to air on CBS. It's going to be played at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. What are your thoughts on the game? I know Navy comes in as a slight favorite. So what's your take on the game?
Yeah, well, first off, I think it's just what an awesome game.
Yeah.
Kids that make the decision to go to academies and think about what all's on their table and every single day, from an academic standpoint, from an academy standpoint, and then to play football and to play it at a high level. Naval Academy just beat UCF, which is a top 25 team. So I have great admiration for who they are as football players, but even more so as people. And what great pageantry. This is kind of a bucket list experience for me. I've been fortunate to see a lot of great sporting events. Not done this yet, so this is going to be my first time. But to see these students and them come on the field before the game with this great rivalry, and to leave it as one family, protecting our freedom and making that decision and that sacrifice, man, it's pretty awesome. So I'm honored to be partnering with USAA. I'm excited to see the game. Go Navy, man. I'm pulling for the midshipmen.
Absolutely. And along with what you're doing with the Army and Navy game, you have done a lot of great work as a high school football coach. I understand you were named Coach of the Year for what you did at a Liberty Christian, led the team to a 10-2 record and a district championship. So how's the experience been being a high school football coach?
That's been remarkable. It's been a lot of fun. Certainly the X's and O's is fun and been a big part of my life. But my grandfather was my high school football coach, and he's been the greatest role model that I could ever have. Taught me a lot about football. He encouraged me to chase my dreams of saying that, hey, I want to go play in the NFL one day. But more importantly, he taught me how to be a man. And he used the game of football to teach me about life lessons. Because certainly you're going to have success, but you're also going to have adversity. And so it's been a lot of fun. These kids love the game. They've been able to take the coaching, and we've been able to have a positive impact on them. And so that piece has been really special for me, and just proud to be a part of the game at that level. So much of my life was spent in the NFL level, and it's been great, but there is a business piece of that. And to get back to this level, it's just been a great experience for me and my family.
Once you retired from the NFL, was coaching something you always wanted to do?
Yeah, it was, and I would probably say the last 4 or 5 years of my career, people would say, hey, he's a coach on the field. And, that's kind of I don't know, mixed emotions with that comment, because certainly I felt like I got it. Like I was a coach out there and I was an older guy, but I also would remind them, hey, I can still run an option route. I can still get open. And, but ultimately I knew that was kind of a calling on my life. A big reason why I was as successful as a player was I studied it. I enjoyed kind of the chess match of X's and O's. And so I always kind of knew that's where the route I was going to go. And I did not know it was going to be high school to start out, but that's been a lot of fun for me. And as I said, my boys play in the program, and the passion and that age group, you can really have an impact on young men. So it's been exciting for us.
Have you considered coaching college or in the NFL down the road?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think ultimately you'd like to get back. I mean, there's nothing like, competing at the highest level, right? I got to experience it both in playing in the SEC and then playing for the Dallas Cowboys. And so, I think somewhere, in the future, I could see myself doing that. But right now I'm having a lot of fun doing this,
Yeah.
and just like when I was playing, you try not to look too far ahead, just kind of be where you're at and devour the strawberry, so to speak, and just enjoy the moments day in and day out. It's been very refreshing for me.
Absolutely. And when it comes to your NFL career, you spent the majority of your time with the Dallas Cowboys. They're in a good position right around. They're 9-3, just 2 games behind the Philadelphia Eagles for that NFC East lead. Looks like they'll make it to the playoffs. So what are your thoughts on this year's team and their chances of making a run at the Super Bowl?
Well, I think they're positioned really in a good spot. I think you think back where they started, they lost the first game. Dak gets hurt. He's going to be out. For Cooper Rush and any backup to come in and to play that well and to get those wins. Now Dak's back. I think it gave a lot of those supporting cast some confidence, and they're playing at a high level right now, scoring a lot of points. Defensively, he's not giving up much. They can get to the quarterback. They can cover, play good on special teams. So I don't see really any weaknesses in that football team. And so there's a lot of good other teams that are good out there too. You mentioned the Eagles and only 1 loss, so it's not going to get easy. But I think they're positioned to make a strong push here at the end of the year, and then ultimately even make a bigger push when they get to the playoffs.
And when it comes to your career again, you accomplished a lot. You played the most games by any NFL tight end. You won the Walton Payton Man of the Year award. What would you say would be your most memorable achievement?
Yeah, I think there's a lot, and when you're playing, you don't really have time to reflect. But when you retire and you have a chance to kind of look back and reflect on it, I think most proud of the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. It's such a prestigious honor. The names that are on that list, I mean, all of them are just really good football players, but more importantly, high character, great integrity, great leaders. Walter Payton himself, kind of how he lived his life. And so to be recognized by your peers and by the NFL to receive that honor, something I have a great gratitude towards. When you decide to live your life that way and to make that impact, you're never thinking about winning an award. You're thinking about how many lives can I touch and make a difference and hopefully positively impact them to go chase their dreams. And so those are just byproducts, those awards of just kind of how you live your life and the decisions you make to give back. And so I'm proud of that, because I always would say that that's a big part of an athlete's platform, to be a leader, to be a role model, to make a difference. And something that I'm really proud of is receiving that award in 2012.
Of course. And you mentioned you played at Tennessee. This year, the Vols had a really remarkable season. They were very close to making it to the college football playoff. It was really a really strong season after struggling the last few years. So how much did you enjoy Tennessee and their run this season?
Yeah, I've been a fan of the Vols for a long time, and there's been some tough years there being a fan of the Vols. That's a tough league. Took it under the chin quite a bit, but seeing them beat Alabama, great program Coach Saban's got down there. And I'm really proud of Coach Heupel, to come in there and accomplish that in his second year. Those kids played really hard, and I think the program's back on track. And so I commend them for how they're playing. Great players, great coaches. I think college football is better when Tennessee's relevant like that. So it's good to see, and wishing them the best in the Orange Bowl.
Of course. And one last question for me before I let you go, along with what you're doing with the Army Navy game and what you're doing in high school football, how are you spending the rest of your holiday season?
Yeah, just with family. I think for so many years when you're playing, that's just, you're gearing up, you're revving up because you're getting ready to go on a playoff push. And so, these last 2 years have been refreshing for me to just invest. I got 4 kids, my wife, and kind of pour into them. Take it easy, watch a lot of football, eat really well. So celebrate all those great holidays with family and friends that you didn't get to for a lot of years. So I'm excited to do that and hopefully get to travel a little bit as well.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Well, Jason, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Have fun at the Army Navy game and continued success to you.